are the universe, so beautiful. Through all of the hurt, we'll stand invincible, so beautiful. We'll take on the world. We'll take on the world.
What's up, hysterical people? We are very excited and very honored today to welcome Lynn Tang. Ms. Tang is a film and Broadway musical producer. She's the executive director of Universe Multicultural Film Festival, a director of the San Diego International Kids Film Festival, founder of Epic ACG Fest, and the chairwoman of Maya Art Festival. So she's got a lot of credentials, and today we're going to be talking about her new film on Matriarchy Lake. The film is about the Mosuo group, which is an actual matriarchy tribe in China. And I didn't know this, but there's lots of matriarchy tribes that are still in existence. So Lynn is happy to share a little bit more about that phenomena that we all should pay attention to and make sure that we understand, because we all should thrive in a matriarchy society. We all wish we could, right? But fascinating to understand that there are actually women who are basically in charge in their lives and are living in these societies still to this day. There are several all over the world, and Lynn is the founder of the United Matriarchy Nations, so she's going to tell us a little bit more about that as well. But we're thrilled to welcome Lynn to the podcast today, so welcome, Lynn.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you so much to invite me to meet your fans, meet your listeners. So glad you are supporting the movement, supporting the feminists, and I am so happy to share everybody. We actually did a movie called On Matriarchy Lake we call Woman's Queendom, and with the women who are in love story. This movie is based on a true story, and it's about a matriarchy tribe girl and falling in love with a patriarchy society young man. They are totally different marriage system, different social system. So this is a story about that.
And she basically gets ostracized in a way from her own tribe because she's rejecting the way of the normal wedding or non-wedding, I guess, right? They don't get married.
Yeah, they don't have marriage. They don't get married. Basically, they call walking marriage. So the man who are going to his lover's house in the evening, by climb up there is like a special, they call flower house for the matured girl. Once the family's girl matured, they start to have in the maid age. So the girl has its own room called a flower room. So they have a window face on the pathway. So her lover, who's going to climb from the wall to the window, come the window to her room. So after night, the guy has to leave before the whole family, people wake up. So he has to come in without everybody know and leave without the household know. So that's how they work in marriage.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, that's what kind of like for the love part, it's kind of Romeo and Juliet, but for the whole story, it's more like a Madame Butterfly type.
Oh, right.
It's reversed.
Yes. The reverse.
The man and woman reverse.
Moving.
Yeah, as Madame Butterfly kind of way. It's kind of sad, but it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
So that's the whole story about it. I think the matriarchy system, after done this movie, because it's a beautiful story how the women are treat the family, the relationship, how honored they are treating their love. So when they have problem, they couldn't make it. So finally, when the guys try to go back to her, and she had a very tragic car accident, and she is the one to save him, to slowly remove and then brought him back to her village. Too. That's kind of like an ending. So we try to bring how two different societies, how the lovers can solve the problem. We film about 27 days in Mosuo, and the camera team and the main actors are basically, except the men are professional actors, but the girl, it was from the village. She's very pretty. She's 18 years old. She never performed anything. It's her first movie. And she made a fantastic job. She actually won a couple of the Best Actress Award from her performance.
I only saw the trailer, but it's just
it's
amazing.
amazing. Yeah,
just really beautiful cinematography.
So the Mosuo village, they are living like far away, and like down to the hill of the Himalaya. So they're still practice like Tibetan kind of a Buddhism. All the women are in charge. Woman has the right to inheritance the assets. Woman is a leader for everything. A man just be like a second leader. Second or third one. And every household is an oldest grandma in charge.
Right. So the grandmothers
That's their power,
have the most power.
Yeah, so when the tribe has a meeting, it's every household grandmother go there to have a meeting to sort about all things. I think because of nature, all the kids, after your family, you have different sisters, right? They have all the kids, and the kids are being raised together as a whole family. And because the majority of the time before the children turn to like 18, the mothers do not tell them who the children's father is until they're be like adults. Sometimes tell them who for their father.
So the fathers are not involved at all.
No, fathers not involved.
Raising.
No, fathers not involved raising the kids. So there is in a household the uncles, it's like brothers of the mothers are basically be the male kind of model. So all the daytime. So the same family living together, even the uncles goes to farms, goes to every work to this household. Only in the evening, the uncles goes to the other woman's house. Okay.
They climb up the
things, and then they made love and with their woman, and the daytime then come back, still work for. So the man-woman's relationship, there is no financial or property or even the kids. So the kids basically is the woman's property. So that's why they don't have dealing, they don't have the rape, they don't have your child, nobody taking care of it. What happened is they go together like every week or every 2 or 3 days. The village has kind of like a party. People after dinner, then they go out there to have a bonfire dance. And the bonfire dance went together. Okay, when you catch a movie, you already notice there is a hand, and the girl is going to put the hand next to we're dancing, right? I'm the girl. This is we're having dancing, right? Man, girl dancing. Okay, then they change partners, right?
Right.
So if I like you, then I will put your finger 3 times on your 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's like a secret.
It's like a sign. So I like you.
I like you.
It's like mother me. Their language is called mother me.
Oh.
Okay, so you kind of get okay. Say, tonight you can come to my place. To have I like you, so you can go to their house.
Right, because otherwise you might have too many guys going the same night.
No, you can't.
So
because
she has to.
She's the one to pick whoever have invite, and then they're able to go. So they never had all these thousands of years. Those traditions be thousands of years. Human society originated is a matriarchy system. It's not a patriarchy like what today right now. So they're being the one to practice 5,000 or 6,000 years just like that. They never had a 2 men fighting going in the same one man's house.
And it never happens. Yeah, we have to put it back. Let's get the women in charge, because clearly they're running a nice situation where there's not a lot of crime and not a lot of complaining.
Not of complaining, not of crime. The children are always not hungry. Okay, so now society, compared to today, there is a financial involvement. So the pure love be always kind of like the golden diggers.
It's always about the money.
Yeah, it's about money. So ruin the relationship. So it's kind of the relationships are good. So in their older traditional way, we can say human being basically, if we are keeping the same matriarch system for these years, so the modern problem we may not have it. However, we just in the patriarch system, we have that problem. I think for my personal, it may be wrong, but you don't have to agree with me. Just my feeling, at least there is not much parents fighting the kids being nobody attention for. So their kids always be taken care of in a household, has uncles, has mothers, has aunties, has grandmothers. Mm-hmm. They never be worried about there's no place to go for. They will be hungry. There'll be no clothes to make. So women always busy working to feed their kids, to dress their kids. At least they have enough whatever they need to grow up. Right. So this is a mother nature. And plus, because the woman owns the property.
Right. And the property is passed from the
mother, from
the
the grandmother to
yeah.
whoever. Let's say this generation. Okay, you have a few sisters, right? Maybe one of sisters, very very strong. They can be handling. Last sister getting inheritance to manage the whole household.
Oh, interesting. So it's not necessarily the firstborn daughter.
No. I think because the family, like something, have to make sure even the first one, maybe might happen, they're not capable, right?
Yeah.
So the mother will be, mother always is smart. They always pick the most, suitable one to be carrying the family.
Right.
And at the same time, because the uncles is still there, so you have. They can maintain it financially very stable. So it's like
right, because everybody's contributing.
Yeah, everybody's contributing under the motherhood, and they even from different mother, but they're still like how we are today. Even today, the sisters always look after each other's sister. I think the original the matriarch system, I think it has a lot of advantage compared to today's problem. So that's why they have very low crime rates.
I love that.
Film based on a true story back to 1970s because China had a kind of the policy to send the city girls to the forest countryside to get to learn the country things. Like those boys and girls. They have 3 of them to sent by the city called Chengdu. It's kind of like a far the nearest big city. They're kind of modernized into that village, and then they fall in love.
In the 1970s, that was a real policy. You're talking about to commingle the villages together.
Yes.
Was that when was the one-child policy?
I think later 70s. 90s.
Yeah, so that also, but that doesn't really come into play here.
No, it's not. Okay. That's nothing up to with this one because this basically is like early 70s.
Right.
Early 70s, and they have like later 1960s. So they have to send all the youngsters from the city. Like you graduate from high school, and they have so many of them. They don't have much job, so they send out to the countryside to kind of to learn how to farm, whatever they call, and that's what they. Actually, this novel, this story was from one of the.
So this is a true story, based on a true story that happened when a man infiltrated the village.
The screenplay was writing
and they fell in love
by what basically it's like one of the teammates the same kind of 97. So he wrote it, but not actually the guy wrote it, but this is the teammates. One of them all write it. So we adapt that and we made a movie.
Oh, and you actually shot it in the
we shot it in a Mosuo. It's basically the village.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What did the people in the village think about making a movie about this?
They love it. They are very supportive. So what happens in modern days, and because they have a working marriage, a lot of other type of man wants to come here for free sex. Oh, I can go there to pursue with the girl. That's not the case because the girl has really picked the one he likes.
Yeah.
And also, they normally not go out with other men out of the area. So they have very disciplined own tradition, even though they can choose any man they want, but they don't do that. They still kind of favorite that one for a while until they may have some kind of conflict or something. They don't get along, and they say we leave. We don't have any argument, just leave, right? But still, basically, a lot of women still have like only 1 or 2. That's how their whole life. Depends on how they treat them,
and how they treat them.
How they treat them, how they together, how they feel. So normally, the woman is the one to call stop.
Interesting. So the women are calling the shots for both, like, let's get together or let's stop.
Yeah, it's women supposed to want to say that because the woman feel I don't, I have no feeling for you, or maybe something else and stuff like this. No,
because in the patriarchy society, of course, we all know that like the women get stuck, right? Like they can't leave because they don't have the wherewithal to be able to have a job or
It's because I think
a lot of cases.
Yeah, because the system, the inheritance property. And they have to do a lot of work too, okay, just like we are. And however, because they're living in those villages and they're far away, very remote, I don't think they have the development on the industrialized or they never reach there.
Right.
So they still keep an old agriculture type of the society. They have enough food.
Self-sustaining.
Self-sustaining. It's fine, but that upgrade to what modern days. So that's why I say people are kind of a lot of people leave because they don't. The youngsters wants to find better other things, modernize other things. If we are the one, we're educated, we're traveling around, we kind of have better vision for them. So I was thinking, we can maybe they retired women, we can helping them to go there to teach the youngsters to do coding, so they can avoid industrialize. They directly goes to modern days. They can just learn how to do coding, do other kind of thing we do for the digital society. Then they will still keep their good life in equivalence with we are.
Yeah, we need to have a matriarchal society here.
You're not alone, actually. I will tell a story since we're talking about that. So when I started doing this one, then I said, why only China has it? Then I said, maybe other places have it. Then I start Google. I started searching around. Originally, I found 6 of them. I started to talk about it. Okay, then there's one girl from Europe emailed me and said, there is something I found. Before I didn't find any Europe one. She sent me all the articles. Then I get to go on checking. I tried, I even talked to the mayor of the village. They are a matriarchy. So and then I found the number 7. About 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. Then there's another woman, from send me email somewhere in India or somewhere said, Lynn, I heard you're Chinese. I said, yeah, I'm from China, but many years ago. And she said, I know Mosuo, but I also tell you, it's called Zaba. She sent me all the information. Then I go back to the, like a library things. I search around. Yeah, Zaba is the matriarch, and they are actually from called East Woman Kingdom. Back to many, it's from the those historical book, thousands of years of book. They are their ancestors, this East Kingdom, was from one of the original civilization in Tibet, and one of the kingdom's wives, they have kind of fighting, they escaped from there. They're nesting in the Zaba. That's where their ancestors. That's how they started. So they have a name called Eastern Woman's Kingdom.
I saw that.
So then I said, wow, they will have 8. So
should be queendom, but whatever. We won't.
Yeah, we won't. That's just good.
Queendom.
Yeah. Yes. Queendom. Yeah, that got its word. So this is a queen. So they have. Then I said we have 8 of them. The filmmaker. So I take this one out. Nobody make any cinema work for this society. Then that's the reason I take this project. Then we produce this movie.
Wonderful.
And then I say, well, when I see this one, I say they have 8 of them. So when I check on each of the geographic areas, how many population, everything, they add up. They're about 8 million. Then I said, 8 million is a huge country. If we're together, it's quite a sizable country, right?
Yeah.
So then I said, okay. Then I said, okay, maybe, the filmmaker, I want to do, just to give them, each one of them has one of the cinema, like a real movie, to keep their language, their music, their part of a costume, but at the same time has a kind of story. I already did the one for Mosuo, so maybe I can do 7 more.
7 more.
Some are from Africa, South America, India, and
let me read these places because I'm fascinated by how diverse and all over the world. So we have Mosuo, China, and we also mentioned Zaba. So those 2 are both in China. Then we have Bri, Costa Rica. Okay, Umoja, Kenya, so Africa.
What's the Costa Rica? They are the inventor for the coffee.
The Matriarchy Society is really where the coffee came from in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
They're the first one.
They were the first ones to have coffee and to brew it.
And like that.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
As women like their cup of joe. So Costa Rica, Kenya, I mentioned. Minangkabau, Indonesia. And then Akan, Ghana. Kasi, India. Kinu, Estonia.
Yeah.
So that's technically in Europe.
Yeah.
And then Zaba, China.
Yeah.
So that's 8 different locations, pretty dispersed. There's no... they must have all been individual matriarchy. There was no sharing of knowledge between these.
No, I don't think so.
So they've all
by themselves,
isolated, evolved, and were isolated.
Yeah, they just keep the tradition for thousands of years.
Kept their traditions
for thousands of years. Like from our house, there is always a sister. I just want to keep the tradition. That's probably what happened.
That's probably how what happens.
Yeah, then I just say I don't want to change. I don't want to keep. Yeah, I just keep the
Well, as you know, I mean, I live in Southern California. I'm very waspy, but I have heritage that goes back to Europe. But you know, I'm more American, if you will. There's so many people who are multicultural who I love to learn from them about their traditions. You're from China originally.
Yeah.
You have traditions, but you're also here in America. So, like, I love that. You know, no matter where anybody is from, they should keep their cultural traditions.
Yeah, because each
alive.
Each tribe or each culture, it's kind of like has a different DNA.
It is.
And they, for thousands of years, generation pass on, must be a treasure for each of them. Yeah. And if we're lucky, we know those. You see so many treasures. It's a lucky thing, and it's a very nice thing. You know?
It's wonderful. And I think while it's also wonderful to have globalization and to be able to travel on the airplanes and be able to be exposed to different cultures and people from different places. Like, I reap the benefit of that because I stay here in America and I get to meet everybody from everywhere. Yeah. And I also travel myself. But the bad part of globalization is that some of these isolated cultures are getting intermingled and mixed, and therefore those traditions and cultures are eventually going away, especially the language to your point.
I think the language part, that's why when I do the movie, you know, I mean, the distributor said, I want to change everything to English. And I said, I don't want it. Because sometimes you go through the subtitle, you just have a hard time. It's what I did as a filmmaker. So I minimalized the dialogue. So everything's mostly like an expression for the cinematic, for the image type of the story. And then I keep the dialogue very short and small, not too many of them. So you don't have a problem to understand the whole story.
It's visually just gorgeous.
Yeah, the visual they can tell, and most of story, and so the dialogue is not many. So that way I say, no, I'm not going to change it to dialogue for anything. I just want to keep it because this is part of the main reason I wanted to make this movie. I want to have their voice be recorded and their way to talking to be there, because the development, the other world influence, people go everywhere, globalization, and the youngsters wants to have better life, so they're really going to leave the village, and then they disappear, your culture. I look at different, and why I do everything is multicultural, because before I being a filmmaker, I was an international project manager. So I travel around the globe. Everywhere I go, the grandmas, I go anywhere. Sometimes at place I don't speak the language. I would just kind of go there, the little shop, like the farmer's market. I like to go.
Oh yeah, I love it.
A lot of time, because maybe these grandmothers never see a Chinese foreigner. They don't talk to me. They beat me. They grab me and they feed me. They feed me food. There is one in Italy. One of grandmother. It's like the market. I'm nice to everybody. Like she's by herself. Then actually she grabbed me to her home. She's live alone, and she feeds me with the pastas.
Aww.
Everywhere, the grandmothers treat me like their granddaughter, right?
Aww.
They think like that, or their daughter.
Wonderful.
So it's kind of good experience. That's why when I started by getting involved with the film festivals and try to help the movie people, then I said I'm going to promote the multicultural. Like for me, I'm a Chinese, but I get love from all the grandmothers. So what's the difference, right? Yeah, I think if we love each other, everybody understand each other, respect each other, keep their, whatever, respect their culture, their tradition. I think we don't have a war. We don't have like fighting like nowadays. You say the war, this will still be a thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think at least what means the harmony. If we get along, we get along to do something happy.
I don't think if the grandmothers were in charge, we'd have as many wars. I'm pretty sure.
I know if the grandmother had
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, I think the woman likes to talk. Okay, let me see one of the Africa one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to read those stories. Are so funny. Okay, so the one in
Kenya.
The Kenya is the newest matriarch society. They probably start like 1970s. They started public school.
Yeah.
What happened is in Africa, the girls has to, when they mature, want to get married, they're going to do kind of a surgery for their genital.
Yeah.
So it's kind of very crucial. And a lot of girls, they run away.
Well, it's female genital mutilation.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. Yeah.
It's very, very
it's a
painful.
horrible,
It's a horrible thing. So the girls are run away from their village. So they all stay together, form this one.
And they formed their own village,
community.
and they were like, screw those dudes.
Yeah, so they practice back to the old traditional matriarchy system. So woman in charge. They use the same setup, and they think they have like about, I think about like 5,000 or 7,000 people right now. Daytime outside the men can come, but in the evening, all the outside the men has to leave outside of the tribe. But if their own kids, that's fine. Their own boys, that's okay. And it's very interesting thing is because each family there is a tree in a village. Every morning, each household's mother sit under the tree, have their meeting. They solve all the problem with whatever religion is.
Wow, they just do it right out there in the open.
Yeah, and they say, well, what happened? All the problems.
Well,
because the woman in nature, they just don't want a war because we bear child.
Rather than having a war, we just talk it out. Let's just work it out.
Yeah, that's it. We just work out. So that's what I'm thinking. Then I said that if we have grandmothers in charge, we have a matriarch system. We don't have a war.
I think she's onto something. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm connecting all the dots here for my listeners. So when you started working on this film, you were learning about all these matriarchy societies. You learned that there was a total of 8.
Yeah.
You now want to make films about all of them.
Yeah.
But at this point, you are essentially have learned that it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this until I do this movie. Then right now I think it is better. It's fair. I don't have to say you have to do a matrix system.
I think it's a nice option.
The other day, I have, since I started, you have this one. Then where's all the girls from worldwide? I got an invitation from, there is one called Matriarchy Times. It's a media, it's a news. They come promotion to explain how matriarch system is. People has kind of like maybe the guy thinking, reversal means the woman going to be on top of a man or stuff. But actually, it's not. It's basically women are very generous because we are basically more equal. I think a patriarchal system, woman is going to be weaker part.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think when the matrix system, man and woman basically much equal. So my experience, when I was in my business world, I do international project manager.
Right.
So every time I go on all different kind of problems, I interview a lot of companies. Statistically, if the company has a woman boss, oh my God, the thing's efficient, accurate. You don't have to do any following up. You got that, whatever, very accurate. And if the place is run by a male boss, oh my God, it's so much more complicated. And you have to go follow up, and then it's just much more work. It's statistically. I'm sorry to say that, but it's just my personal experience.
She's got real data. She has
that's my own experience.
Yeah,
so
that's interesting.
Yeah, and so when I run film festival, I run 3 of them. Then sometimes when friends run film festival, right, I help them. I go there. For statistically, the woman run film festival. Film festival is very hard to run because there is problem with all the sponsorship and basically it's just the contribution for hobby. So it goes to the men's one. If there is no food, no drink. Majority of them. Okay, it goes to the woman run. No matter big festival, smaller festival, how poorly the festival, because it's like a festival depends on sponsorship. We don't have a sponsorship. We don't have money to do anything. But regardless of that, the woman runs film festival always has something. There is drink. Maybe not a fancy one, but there is a drink. There is something to feed you. You're not going to get hungry. It's just like that. Then I stay thinking.
We know how to plan parties. We have.
I think it's just not only that. It's just kind of neutral. More like
it is. We're just better at multitasking and doing the whole thing, the big picture.
Yeah.
We
think we
get it done. Yeah, not all men. Some men are great, and some women are crappy. But we're just saying
it's just in general. It's like statistical. It's not like everyone. Yeah, just kind of my personal experience for it. So it's kind of like that's why I said when I do this one, I won't talk to guys and say, women, it is better.
It is a little bit better.
Matriarchy system look like nowadays. It is if the woman in the lead is better.
The women and leaders are better.
And then think about this or use a simple role. The man and the woman who owns them? Who gave a birth for? It's a woman.
The woman.
How you every mother do? They treat the boy and the girls equal. Period.
Exactly. They're the
Period.
mother.
You don't have to do anything. This is human nature. I think there is kind of an evil thing, women gonna be, like treat men like a slave, and then those are wrong. Those are wrong. This is not matriarchy.
Yeah.
No,
we want more equality. Well, even the word feminism is
it's
hijacked to be
I think it's,
hater.
That's not what it means. I think there's another thing they want to tell us. Don't put a dirty name on our, like we're like free prostitute or something. So no. It says no, just don't be that. So it's our tradition. Maybe you don't like it, but we have been some years ago. Women have all the power to, like say, they have a right to pick any man they want. And when her lover is go back to the main city and they get a party, trying to get it together, and she basically don't want any man. So lock her your window. She said, I'm done. I want to wait for my lover. So
so she turned away any other suitors.
Other suitors. So it's kind of like
she was in love with him. She was in love with him.
So basically, for the woman's queendom. For queendom girls, they are really treat their love, their relationships on very high standard.
Yeah, because they have high standards for themselves.
Yeah. So this movie already finished. It's a beautiful movie and music and stuff. Go watch it. Once we were released, we will tell everybody. So we're in the middle of the distribution deals.
It's going to come out later this year, most likely, right?
Yeah, most likely. And go watch it. And if you have any kind of idea, let us know. Because we're going to make a movie for other tribe and different kind of stories. So you help. So we're going to bring up awareness for the matriarch system to show other people who don't know about the matriarch system. Matriarch system is from the birth of a human society. This is the original. This A community are still live very peacefully, harmony, beautiful. Everywhere is so clean. So the women, they're still living good. So they have society very harmony. They don't have to many crime, everything. So this means this system, they are living thousands of years. They worked.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Yeah. So if we are trying to switch to that, they will be fine.
Let's do it. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, it's fine. So when we have everybody sent to me, thank God, the internet, the globalization. There's one team, they've been running this media platform over a couple of years. It's called Matriarchy Times. So they're based on Sri Lanka. So they wrote to me, and then later on we did a live interview online, and that day about 500 people. And recently, you're not alone. There are a lot of girls. They are in a worldwide. They want to have own queendom type of society. Thinking maybe these girls, they have no place to go. They can just all go to the matriarchy place.
Let's do it.
Like the African girl, they run away.
They all ran away and made their own
society. I mean, not everybody suitable, but if you wanted to do, there is a place to go. So when I decided to do the A movie, so I formed a nonprofit organization called United Matriarchy Nations. We have UN, so now we're gonna have UNN. 8 tribes, we unite together. We establish a relationship that's totally population about 8 million. So I form that, then I get all this information. I start each tribe to find their leaders. So we try to form as an organization. Then later on, we can form some program because they're in agriculture. So we want to bring some job for them, for the youngsters. Yes. My thinking is, if you know how to coding, you can work.
Sure.
So then maybe we can do is to go to talk to this retired, older woman, the professors, or they take people, and we can go to teach these youngsters to do how to coding. So once I'm coding, then we maybe ask Elon Musk, you're watching, listen to me. So you maybe donate some Starlink's receiver for those villages, because Starlink can cover everywhere. So we can have this receiver over there. They have internet connection. We teach them how to code, teach them a scale, how to mingle with society. Then they have a job. So that's my plan is that, and as long as we bring job there, they still can keep their society, keep going, growing, and keep those beautiful harmony societies stay there. Okay, so when I started having UMN, then I started going to a website and all that kind of stuff. I got an invitation from another group leader. She said, we are having group of girls in America. We want to build a Mosuo village in America. I said, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And I said, yes, I'm going there. There is a group of girls from New York. It's in the financial industry. They said, oh, you just talk about this and you have something real. Then I said, yeah, that's a great idea. California or Hawaii. I think Hawaii is too expensive, so which is, we can do in the middle of the California is better. Or anywhere. I think for me, anywhere can be fine. This is what I want to do. It's cool.
I love
it. We build a village. We buy maybe 3,000 or 5,000 acres. Buy land, then we are formal independent. We can say Mosuo, or we can say Matriarchy, what the name is. We form like an independent, like a city, like whatever city or country. Like we can just register in California, and then we're the federal government. We're independent.
Right.
That's our village. Let's say Mosuo village.
I love it.
And because this is brand name, and then we have a united UN nation. We have a management team on there, so we can have our own.
Be our headquarters.
Yeah, be a headquarters. So we started promotion there. Okay, people, I believe a lot of you guys, when maybe you are retired or you go other places and want to find a nice place to live, you come to live in this village.
Because there's King City is like up in the middle of California, so we could be Queen City.
Okay, we register, with all the government things. We have our queendom. Then we set up our government. We set up our policy. In our policy, it's only women can inherit this kind of stuff. So, we follow, the other law, but in this particular city, in our queendom, so you're going to follow whatever matriarchy system has.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I would love to. I want to so badly. But in the United States, I feel like you're going to be beholden to whatever state laws. And, I don't know that you can just do that. Unless you're like Native American and you were here first.
There is a lawyer lady in our group.
Oh!
She checked.
We have a lawyer.
I tell her, I say, well, check on this because she checked it. Yes. Each county will have its different law, right?
Yeah, I like it.
So this is legal. So we can do it. And then,
hey, let's do it.
The lawyer lady did it. So it's
got female lawyers. Woo!
Yeah, so business. So once we have that, then we start to go to all the investors. Build a house, build a hospital, build a school, build everything. It's a brand new city. It's a
brand new city.
Brand new queendom. Yeah, we have everything. The only thing is women in charge.
Women in charge.
So any of you,
all right,
contact us and want to work these things out.
I have definitely listeners that will probably be very excited about this, but I can guarantee that Elon Musk is not one of them. So.
It's okay. Okay, you know what? You don't donate to us, fine. We get maybe other women's donation. We buy from you.
And we can buy for sure.
So you guys, contact us and let's say what we can do.
We'll put the links in the notes to
we work together. So this is a big thing, but we can do it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's wonderful, and I think that it would be so peaceful and just quiet, and
that's what we
wouldn't have as much chaos.
We don't want it to have all these kind of problems, and we're in control. We're in control. Just we have a right to manage our life.
Yeah, just to be in control of
our own self.
Autonomy, for sure. Yeah. That'd be good. I think women are amazing and powerful, and when we come together and we work together, we really can do anything.
Yeah.
Anything we set our mind to. So that's very inspiring. I love it. Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to say?
This film is great. It's called On Matriarchy Lake. We won many awards in different places, and the film festival circle. Follow us on our platforms, and we have release information there.
And then it'll come out.
And then go support it. And then if you have some idea or you want to invest, you want to get involved with our other film project for the matriarchy, other tribe, let us know. So just let us know, and we will do it.
She's the queen of the queens over here.
Thank you so much, Pamela, to have me to talk to your fans today.
Oh, this is so great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Lynn. So it's Lynn Tang, and she is the creator and producer of On Matriarchy Lake, and among very many other things that we sort of scratched the surface just barely today. She already is the queen of the United Matriarchy Nation. She's going to be the queen of Mosuo here in California or wherever.
Well, I will not be a queen or thing, but at least we will.
She's going to be involved. Wonderful. Well, thank you again so much for joining me today. And everybody, stay hysterical.
We are the universe, so beautiful. Through all of the hurt, we'll stand invincible, so beautiful. We'll take on the world. on the world. We'll take on the world.